A friend asked me recently if I had a choice between a relaxing summer and a very profitable summer, which one would I choose? Now, when she posed the question, we were going on like 800 days of straight rain, and it was still not quite as summery, as warm as I would like it to be. I had also just done my QuickBooks, and I wasn't like exactly where I wanted to be yet, and we were exactly at the halfway point. So, also, the uncertainty of the economy, it just has me kind of wanting to like glue myself to my chair, work 24/7, make all the money I can for future Emily's survival, and literally focus on nothing else. So, without thinking, I answered to my friend, I would prefer a profitable summer. But then I put some thought into it the next day. And I realized, yes, it's true. I do want a nice summer in my business. And I'm also not going to let it pass me by because summer is my favorite season. I've got some summery things, some summer things I want to do. In fact, I even made a little summer bucket list, which I will include a link to in the show notes. On that bucket list is simply things like go to the beach one day unplanned, try one of my friend's exercise classes at the YMCA, jump in the ocean, swing in a rope swing at the local pond, play trivia, and listen to live music outdoors. So in this case, the list quite literally goes on. But my answer, after thinking about it, is actually I would like both. I would like a well-designed summer that lets me work, live, laugh, love, play, and feel good doing all of that. So my question for you, my friend, is what kind of summer do you want to have? And I don't want you to overthink this. I mean, we're already like well into it, but don't overthink it. Ask yourself, what kind of summer do you want to have? And what are the first words or word that pop into your head? Now, here's the great part. No matter what your summer has been so far, it can become whatever you just said starting right now. And the other great part is that it does not need to match what anybody else's summer looks like or feels like. It's magical because we as business owners, we go through different seasons at different times, and I don't think that they always match what everybody else is feeling, and they certainly don't always match the outside weather. So seasons like summer and seasons in our business, they all look different for us. And mine personally, it's just kind of looking this summer like I'm going to be working intentionally and slowly on big stuff, like big projects and also big things of my own. Because one thing I do think a lot of business owners are doing right now is they're getting really honest and clear with themselves. They're working on those big behind the scene pieces that are like the crux of their message, because the goal is to really say, you know what, this is my voice. This is what I'm really trying to say. And I want to have those pieces in place so that I can come out boldly and confidently in the fall. I've heard that from a lot of people. So because I didn't do an intro in this episode, which I may start toying around with not doing just for a little bit because I'm in the messy middle right now, I'm going to take a quick second to introduce myself. I'm Emily Aborn. I'm a small business copywriter, podcast host, as you can clearly hear by the sound of my voice. And I really love helping people who are in this place to what is that voice? What is that distinct imprint I want to make in the world? I love helping them to get those pieces together through the writing pieces in their marketing, on their website. That list also goes on. So this summer, or this season, or maybe just for the purposes of this episode, let's really take some time to think about who we are, what we really want, and what we're really building so that we can move our businesses forward intentionally in that direction. You can literally, we have the option, it is glorious, to make that decision to start doing that at any time. And I am choosing right now. So no matter what your pace for summer is set at, no matter what you can or can't accomplish during this time, you're right where you need to be. Focus on taking the steps that you can and doing what you can. I thought I would put together this episode for you, just short and sweet, maybe a little snarky, who knows, but just like 6 things that I've been thinking about as I've kind of been going through this wacky time of my own. But really, like I said, like focusing on those big pieces. So it's some things I've been thinking about that I said, you know what? I would love to share these things with you and remind you of them too. It's like a little behind the scenes of my brain, I guess, because if you are feeling like I have been feeling lately, it can seem like a lot of other people have it figured out. They're just kind of on cruise control. They maybe get to check out over there on vacation while you're like, oh my God, if I could just send one single email without bursting into sweat because of everything else I'm trying to juggle. That would be great. Or it might feel like your brain is operating at the pace of a humid summer day and it's like slow and you have ideas, but you don't really know how to make them happen because it's just sticky and gross. Or maybe you are bursting at the seam with ideas and you just don't have like the tools in place to implement everything yet. So it's like being dressed up with nowhere to go. Whatever camp you are in right now, if you are in between, if you are on top of the world, this is just like my little summer love note, midsummer, let's call it Midsummer Night's Dream, midsummer love note episode from me to you. And it's just going to be 6 little reminders, one of which I know has your name right on it. Reminder number 1, let it marinate. One thing that I've been working on lately, especially during summer when things can go from like 0 to 60 in 1 second flat, is to sleep on things before reacting. Funny enough, my credit card had a little bit of an issue and it looked like maybe that there was something fraudulent happening on it. So my business credit card is being resent to me. As I say this, it's probably here by now, but by the time you're listening, but it's being resent to me. And it's been really good because there are some decisions I've been needing to make that involve my credit card, my payment. And it's forcing me to take just like a little bit longer to make those decisions before reacting. So that's really helpful. I mean, I tried to do that anyway, but I want to encourage you to let it marinate. Not every decision needs to be made right now. Not everything needs a reaction right now. Not everything is in a pressure cooker. You are allowed to sit with ideas, proposals, plans for the fall, clients, opportunity, decisions, dates, the hot take that you want to post. You can sit with it. The email you're wondering if you should send, you can sit with it. The feedback you want to give, you want to pounce on and give, all of it. I know that some people just like to dive right in, roll up their sleeves, and react from quote unquote their gut. And sometimes our gut isn't what's needed. And what I mean is this. I do believe that we should listen to our gut and trust our gut and follow our intuition and such. But sometimes our head is what's needed or our heart is what's needed. And we need to kind of bring all of those things together. Sometimes it's our body that is what we need to consider, right? So remember that sleeping on things is not always... It is not procrastination. It doesn't mean that you are somehow not in tune with your intuition or you're not able to trust your gut. For me, I know that the first thing that speaks up is usually my brain, and it's usually from like a scary spot. So it's trying to protect me. So when I give myself a little bit of time, a little bit of calm, a little bit of space, a little bit of peace, that's when my actual gut, when my intuition can speak up or my heart can say, you know what, I'm having this feeling. So it does take me a little bit of space. And a lot of us. So give yourself, no matter where you are, give yourself a little bit of space, a little bit of time, instead of just reacting to the emotion or that passing thought, right? You don't have to hop on. My therapist said this the other day. We don't have to hop on every single thought train that comes into the station. We can stay on the platform. We can let it simmer. So reminder 1 is just let it marinate, let it simmer. Reminder number 2, there is no actual secret sauce. Spoiler alert. Hopefully you know this by now. You are the secret sauce. You will always be the formula. And so if you are wasting your time trying to figure out the perfect method, the perfect template, course, funnel, I don't know, soaking up any excuse to be anyone other than you, or gain like infinite wisdom from somebody else, please just stop. Please stop. Your voice, your background, your stories, your unique way of seeing things, that is your secret sauce. That is what makes you you and your business memorable, different from others. That's your imprint. In fact, this past few months in my business, in my life, has taught me to lean into that even more. And as a result, I have been connecting with oh my God, I could cry thinking about these people. The most amazing clients, more real clients. And I'm getting to create things in this far more natural and authentic and relaxed place. And it is amazing. And it has also resulted in way less overthinking. So my encouragement and what I have been learning lately is just stop looking everywhere else for the answer and to everyone else for the answer, and start looking at and using the ingredients that you've got right there inside you, because you are the secret sauce. Reminder number 3, I've told you this before, getting ideas is easy. Selling them is work. This is something I've been dying to talk about more. I might do a whole entire episode on it or a workshop on it. I don't know. And I could do a whole event around this. But when you get an idea for something, whether it be an event or a podcast or starting on a new platform or collaborating with somebody else, once again, you name it. But when you get this idea, getting the idea is always the rebranding, redoing your website, rewriting your copy. The idea is super easy. Idea generation, it's like trains coming into the station. They come in usually a mile a minute, right? There's lots of ideas popping around in our brain. I don't know about you, but I get 50 a day. And no joke, half of them are just more podcast episodes or more podcasts I would like to start with my friends. But putting ideas into motion, putting things into motion as a business owner, on top of everything else we are doing, the many steps leading up to it, the selling it, the promoting it, the marketing it, the designing it, the being consistent with it, the following through for the long haul or however long you decide that you're going to stick with it. That is where the work begins. And it is work. It is work. It is typically not an overnight success. Build it and they will come. That's great and all, but building it, even the building it, is not always such a simple task. So my encouragement to myself and to you is next time you go chasing a shiny object, any shiny object, take your choice, or come up with a brilliant new offering or idea or event or overhaul, I want you to just take a minute and consider, let it marinate, consider all those steps that are involved. How are you going to talk about it? How much time is this going to realistically take? Do you have that time? What's the investment level, monetarily or energetically? Do you need help? How are you going to invite people to this thing? Is this the right season in your life, in your business, to be doing this thing? Reminder, getting the idea is easy. Everyone's got ideas. You've got ideas. I've got ideas. Selling it is work. Reminder number 4, your voice will never be too much or not enough. So just like I said, you're your own secret sauce. Your voice is the entire damn point of this. It cannot be too much. It is literally everything. So please listen to me when I speak from experience. After doing this to myself many, many, many times, I don't want this for you. I want to encourage you, if you're feeling like your voice is a little too much or not enough, I want you to stop toning yourself down, stop sanding off the edges for people or over polishing or apologizing or hiding or skirting around yourself. The pieces that you are afraid to share are the exact reasons people are going to say yes. All of those exclamation points you like to use, you don't need to delete them. Those are exactly why people are going to say yes. Your voice is the point. It is the entire point. So I want to encourage you to let your voice be heard. Your voice will never be too much, and it will never be not enough. Reminder number 5. Oh my gosh, how many times have I made the mistake of not building the business I actually want? So my reminder is to build the business that you actually want. I'm going to be doing a really big episode around this soon, I think with a friend. But I've been reminded again and again and again and again and again over the past 7 years in so many ways. And it only took 6 of those years for this message to stick for me. No one else, I repeat, no one else gets to determine the dream for you. No one can decide how you should build your business. No one can decide your dream but you. You want to scale? Great. You want spaciousness? Great. You want to work by yourself? Great. You changed your mind and now you want to scale? Great. You changed your mind, now you want to work on just as yourself? Perfect. You want to work on the weekends? You do you. You want to work from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. You want to work from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. Have at it, Lindsay. Have at it. But build a business that you love. Build a business that you wake up every day or get ready every night when you sit down to work on it, that you are excited to work on. I filled out a questionnaire recently for my business, for some work I'm doing on my business. And the questionnaire asked me what I don't like about my business. And I can honestly tell you, the only thing I don't like is things that are like technologically confusing for me, or when I hit a rough patch and I do end up with a wrong fit client. I love 99.9% of my business. And that is the kind of business I want for you. That is the kind of business I want you to have, because that is the kind of business you are super duper excited to show up for. So build a business that you love. Build a business that you're proud of. One that when people ask you what you do, you're like, oh my God, I'm so happy you asked. Here's my website. Here's my podcast. Here's everything. I'm loving it. And I want you to love it as well. And I am not trying to sound all unicorn and fairy dust, because I know that every piece of business, there are hard parts, okay? And also, if you're not there yet, I want to encourage you that you can get there, because I have laid on the floor staring at my ceiling, which still has the popcorn finish on it, which in my opinion makes it even more depressing. I have laid on my floor staring at the ceiling, bawling my eyes out year after year after year, wondering why on earth I built this stupid prison of a business before finding out the pieces that fit and the pieces that did not, and then getting really honest with myself and clear with myself and getting rid of the ones that did not. It can take a lot of time. It can take a lot of perseverance. I think mostly it takes a lot of honesty, truth, and here's what I learned. It takes having your own back. It takes advocating for yourself and saying, I am worth going in on 100%. And when you decide that for yourself, that is when you can start really honing in on what you love and then building that business that you love. There's no email consistency that is going to be the best, okay? There's just the best for you. There's no day of the week that is better to work than another day. It's whatever day works for you. So I want you to just really let that be ingrained into you. It is so worth it. It is worth it to have a business that flows alongside your life and feeds your heart, mind, and soul. And more importantly, you are worth it. You are worth building that business that you actually want. Okay, last one, reminder number 6, speak to real people, not personas. As a copywriter, I often ask people to describe their client avatars, their ideal clients. We get into that. And we hear this often, right? Like how important it is to talk about your ideal clients and your avatars and your audience persona. It's fine to have a definition of this or a vision of it in your mind. In fact, I think it's very important. But speaking or writing to an avatar, that is not writing or speaking to a real person. So for example, when I sit down to record this podcast, I have names of actual listeners in my head. Right now, today, I'm thinking of Christy, I'm thinking of Amy, I'm thinking of Kathy, and I'm thinking of Ree. These are actual names in my head, and Lindsay. Hi, Lindsay. So I want you to refocus it doesn't matter if your content is written or if it's a podcast or social media post. I want you to think of just one person that you are speaking to, a real person, not an avatar, not an ideal client. They're fantastic, but we're speaking to real people, not personas. I've written for 115 and counting different industries, and I've worked with thousands of individuals, and I am not being hyperbolic on their marketing. And here is what works. You want to know the secret to all things marketing? Being a human and sharing with a human. And I do mean a real human. So I want you to just picture one listener, picture one reader, someone you are actually envisioning is going to open up that email and read your content. And ask yourself also, you can not just think of the people reading it right now or engaging with it right now. Who do you really want to be listening to it? Who do you really want to be reaching? Who would you just love to be listening to your podcast? Name a name in your mind, a specific name, and then ask yourself what they need to hear, what you want them to know, and talk right to them. So ditch the avatars, ditch the ideal clients, and write with a real empathy that you know a real person on the other side needs. Connect to their reality. Speak to real people, not personas. And I think that's it. That's all my reminders for you today. I told you they would be tiny, short, sweet, but I can tell you what, these things have all been super duper big game changers for me, especially at times like what I'm going through right now, which I am calling, for lack of a better word. I know it's cliche. It's a little bit of a messy middle right now. I am going to tell you all about it. Don't worry. But let me just recap these six big game changers, all in tiny reminder form. Number 1, let it marinate. Number 2, there is no actual secret sauce. You are the secret sauce. Number 3, getting ideas is easy. Selling them is hard work. Number 4, your voice will never be too much or not enough. Number 5, build the business you actually want. And number 6, speak to real people, not personas. On that note, if you have gotten this far, I love hearing from you. And I would love to hear your feedback, your ideas, any way that this inspired you or not. You can always email me, messenger pigeon me, or connect with me at the links in the show notes. And on that note, I will chat with you next week where we're going to be getting into the spheres of influence in your business and your life, which is really all about meeting the people in your neighborhood. So if you're wondering what that is all about, you'll just have to wait till next week to find out. But I will see you then. Thanks again for enjoying this week's episode of Content with Character.